is Pryor, President of the Institute and Faculty of Actuaries, or IFOA, which is the UK's professional body of actuaries. Actuaries are problem solvers and strategic thinkers who use their mathematical skills to help measure the probability and risk of future events. We use these skills to predict the financial impact of the events on a business, and many actuaries work in the financial services sector, especially in insurance, investment and banking, and others assess and manage risks in a range of other industries. Actuaries have been working with large amounts of data since the 18th century, when we first adopted a statistical approach to mortality. We are increasingly involved in applying data science and artificial intelligence to business decisions, both in our traditional fields but also more widely. As professionals, actuaries are keenly aware of the ethical dimension of our work, and of course this includes data science and artificial intelligence. It's a complex area, not least because public perceptions are constantly changing around many aspects of AI and big data, for example around privacy issues and the role of algorithms. Because of the importance of keeping up with these challenging ethical issues, the IFOA partnered with the Royal Statistical Society, the professional body for statisticians in the UK. Both organisations are committed to ensuring high professional standards and upholding the public interest. Together, we developed a guide for ethical data science. The guide was developed through consultation and workshops with actuaries, statisticians, and other data science and AI professionals. It identifies 5 key themes. First, seeking to enhance the value of data science for society. The impact that AI and data science can have on society could be significant, so it's important to think about the potential implications for society as a whole. This ethical principle requires that we think about this at all levels, from the effects on individuals to the wider impacts. Our second theme is around avoiding harm. This means that we work in a manner that respects the privacy, equality and autonomy of individuals and groups, and speak up about potential harm or ethical violations. The theme also covers potential harm to the environment, businesses, and more general considerations. The third theme is around applying and maintaining professional competence. This requires us to apply best practice and comply with all relevant legal and regulatory requirements, as well as any applicable professional body codes. Competence involves understanding the sources of error and bias in data and using robust statistical and algorithmic techniques that are appropriate to the problem at hand. The fourth theme is around seeking to preserve or increase trustworthiness. This is all about the public's trust and confidence in data science and AI. We need to be open and transparent about what we're doing and any risks and biases that there might be. And our fifth and final theme is about maintaining accountability and oversight. This means that we must understand the implications of how decisions are being made, and that delegating decisions to algorithms doesn't mean that we lose the responsibility for those decisions. Do please download the guide for full explanations of these themes and suggestions about how to apply them in practice. I'm now going to look at some examples of things that can go wrong and think about how the themes could have been used to avoid some of the problems. It's widely known that there are a number of problems where AI and machine learning algorithms fail to recognize darker skin tones. We see this in facial recognition software and in automated hand dryers, where the software relies on light being reflected from the person's hand. The problem is caused by a combination of factors, such as the input data consisting either exclusively or predominantly of lighter skin tones, and a failure to test the software on any darker skin tones. Our guide's principle of maintaining accountability and oversight has a role to play here. It's important to make sure there's effective human oversight, keep the people involved, effective human oversight of automated solutions, and to have a process in place that will provide effective review of the models and results. Good governance and ethical oversight should help to avoid these types of problems. Other problems arise when AI is used to identify and assess candidates for jobs, screening out some candidates and recommending others to progress to interview. AI can also be used to provide candidates with data-driven feedback, such as on their strengths and development needs. However, there are several ethical concerns around the use of AI systems in this area. Do the algorithms reinforce insisting bias by being based on input data only from past successful candidates? Do the algorithms infer proxies for protected characteristics such as gender, race, and disability? So an algorithm could, for example, notice that people from a particular neighbourhood have never been successful in the past and rule them out, using the neighbourhood as a proxy for race. There are many aspects of people's lives that might be correlated with their gender or race, for instance, that might turn out to be used in this way. Our guide's theme of applying and maintaining professional competence is particularly relevant here. We need to be aware of the sources of bias in our models, such as the bias that results from limited or biased input data, but our guide's theme of seeking to enhance the value of data for society is also important. It's important that the users and developers of these algorithms consider the impact that they have on decisions, especially those concerning people and their lives. The final example I'm going to consider is around climate change and sustainability, the biggest problems that we face today. AI can help address these problems in many ways, such as gathering and analysing data on temperature change, deforestation and emissions, and managing energy use. There's immense scope to apply our guide's theme of enhancing the value of data science for society. But it's also really important to bear another theme in mind, the one about avoiding harm. AI algorithms can be extremely computationally intensive, leading to significantly energy use. We need to evaluate the carbon costs of storing and processing large volumes of data and regularly review whether the net impact will be beneficial. A recent paper showed that training a single AI model can emit as much carbon as the lifetime emissions of 5 cars. And any application will involve training many different models. The scope to do harm here is immense, as well as the scope for doing good. So we can't see the themes in isolation from each other. I've presented some very simplistic examples, but it's important to always consider the whole picture. AI offers huge opportunity right across society, but we must ensure that we identify and manage the ethical and other public interest concerns. The IFOA and Royal Statistical Society Guide to Ethical Data Science can help with that, ensuring that AI does indeed benefit society rather than harming it.